broke up with Brett in December. Everything was fine. It was amicable. He left for a couple weeks. Said he was coming back to get the rest of his stuff. Came back. Refused to leave. He's been there for months. He won't leave. He said he's not leaving. He doesn't know where to go. He has no job. He's trying to extort us for money. He's trying to say we owe him back money. He's asking for $1 billion. He's not mentally stable. He's trying to get our Spotify taken down. Spotify put it back up. He tried to get our YouTube taken down. He can't prove anything, and he's trying to say that we owe him money. And we don't. He'd just rather not get a job. So he's currently squatting at Paige's house. She had to file a restraining order against him because Brett and his dad were taunting her. We went and filed a restraining order. She had to file notice to try to get him kicked out of her house. He's still there. That's why she's staying with me. Listen to him.
Own the viral podcast. I just made a few jingles
that you got paid for.
Like I should get compensated for.
You did. You did. You were a work for hire. When you're a work for hire, the company you work for, whatever you make,
go to bed, Grandpa.
They own. That's common sense.
I'm gonna start a family vlog. My kids would love that, dude.
I don't think he's watching my live. He's been squatting for months. We just now...
No, I didn't.
We just now started talking about it because he has came out...
Paid when I didn't. What are
he
you
did
talking
get paid.
About?
We got a paper trail, brother, from my business managers that show you got paid.
Compensation, it's up to them.
You got paid.
Like, if they wanna pay for the licensing, they can keep using my stuff.
It doesn't work that way.
You know?
It doesn't work that way. He thinks it does, but it doesn't.
I know my jingles aren't worth millions. Are you guys understanding?
Not only did he get paid $33 an hour from the podcast, but he never once helped with rent with Paige. He never paid bills. Nothing.
The viral tour that was a success that they said didn't make hardly anything.
We made $50,000.
The merch was sold out
on that tour.
Right away.
But that's none of his business.
Yeah, I'm suing $1 billion. I'm suing, I haven't done that yet, but it's going to be Apple, Spotify.
He's going to sue Apple and Spotify.
Because when I took down the pods, suddenly on Apple, it was put back up.
Sure, because you couldn't prove anything. Because you couldn't prove anything. Because I went on and talked to Apple and proved that Paige and I were the sole owners of the podcast, and that we owned everything. And he couldn't prove that. That's why Apple put it back up, and he's mad.
I don't know, but I think they were coached.
Very delusional.
Changed the RSS feed.
Very delusional.
But you can't do that with YouTube.
That's not how it works.
Which is why episode 155.
That's not how it works, Brett.
136.
Nope.
123 and
nope.
114 are still down.
Nope.
I could have taken them all down.
He could have taken them all down. They're still down because YouTube told Brett he has 10 days to prove that he is the owner, or they get put back up. So they'll be put back up any day now. And he can't prove that, so they'll be put back up.
I have a job.
No, you don't.
I'm a producer.
No, you're not.
And I'm going to produce my own label. And I want to sign the viral podcast.
No, Brett, we don't want to have anything to do with you. That will never happen.
Oh, and my hair.
That'll never happen.
You know, a lot of people ask me what I do for my hair. So I thought I'd take this time to talk about that.
His eyes tell it all. Yes, you're right.
I don't shampoo my hair. And, but I made
him and Paige broke up in December.
It's got does anybody use walnut oil on their face?
I wonder what people are commenting.
So anyway, it's got walnut oil, beeswax,
squatter,
honey.
You need help.
Charcoal, cocoa. No, people do care when they ask me, what my hair routine is.
So
this podcast.
Basically, when they broke up, it was fine. Nobody hated each other. It was great. I would have stayed I would have been cool with him. So what happened was his dad had a friend that lived in Vegas that had a little guest house in his backyard. So Brett said, I'm going to go live there. That's where I'm going to go live. We were like, okay, cool. He left. He was there for 2 weeks. Said Paige, can I come back and get the rest of my stuff? Paige was like, sure, absolutely. He had some stuff to pack, so it was probably going to take, a day or two, whatever. So he came back to Nashville and never left. Several days went by. She was like, hey, you got to go. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm going. Week went by. He wasn't leaving. So it was finally like, Brett, when are you leaving? And he goes, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. So he's been squatting. He's never paid rent. He's never paid bills. A couple weeks ago, she called me. Him and his dad were there taunting her. And I picked her up and we went and filed a restraining order. And we filed a petition to get him kicked out of the house. He has no car. He has no, I love you, Bonnie. He has no, nothing. And instead of getting a job, he would rather try to extort us. So Brett hasn't worked for the podcast in 3 years. He worked for us for right at a year, and he didn't do a very good job of it. So here's what happened. We paid him $33 an hour. Okay? He didn't even work 40 hours a week. He was overpaid. His job was to edit the podcast and to do anything else we needed. And that didn't include much, to be honest with you. We didn't need much done, but he did make some little jingles for us on the GarageBand app. He got paid for that. He was a work for hire, meaning everything that he did for the podcast owned. So that's common sense. That's a legal thing. So whenever Paige was saying, no, you got to leave, instead of getting a job, he decides to try to extort us. So he, I guess, has been looking up on ChatGPT how to, I'm not going to get into details about the taunting because that has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to respond to stuff that